Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Star Watchers podcast. I'm your host, James Moore. On today's episode, we go into the first season episode, Rookies. Joining me today, as always, we have Daikaiju Legends, Mr. Jake D'Annunzio.
Oh my God, Mister! I'm really climbing up in the ranks.
You're really climbing up, man. You're going up. Ribs is going down. It's gonna be subhuman river. Also with me today is Mr. Deanie Weenie. Dean, how are you?
Roger.
Shut up! Oh my God! Don't make that thing. Last, least, not even sure why we have him back. Please welcome River.
Hi.
Hi.
It's like a little schoolgirl.
Rookies.
Rookies aired on October 24th, 2008. In case
Did you just say
didn't know.
Rickies?
Yeah, man, totally. Why don't you shut up and let me do my thing, okay?
Nope, we're not. That's staying in.
All right, it's all staying in. I don't care. Rookies is an episode of the Clone Wars that takes us to the moon of Rishi, right? It's the remote
Rishi
moon
outpost.
of Rishi. It's the Rishi
Among
outpost.
the Rishi maze.
We meet 5 clones that we get to know pretty well. We got Heavy, Echo, 5, Droid Bait, and Cut Up.
Mm-hmm. Along with Sergeant O'Niner and the deck officer CT-312 or 327. I don't remember.
We're going to sit here. We're going to dive into this episode. Let's start really quick. Jake, how did you like this episode?
It's very, very mixed.
Oh.
Very mixed.
What?
Overall, I enjoyed it overall, but there's a lot about this episode that I was just like, that doesn't make sense, or wow, that's really awkward. And I mean, we'll dive into specifics, I guess.
It's really awkward. All right.
And Jake's really about to get voted off.
Jake's unique perspective that is the only thing that gives us any form of clout is about to fucking get deleted.
It's so horrendous. It's interesting.
All right,
Anyway.
so really quick, Jake, I guess let's talk really bad. Let's talk, what didn't you like?
Well, you say we get to meet 5 clones that we get to know really well. Really, we only get to know 2 of them.
This episode.
5. I mean, yeah, this episode. I know that 5s and Echo play bigger roles as the show goes on, but yeah, it kind of felt like I don't even remember the one that got eaten by the eel's name.
Cut up.
Yeah, because you could have cut him out of the episode. Because
Wow.
Oh.
I have that in my notes. He was really just there to be expendable, low key.
Well,
Because
you're expendable
I
after this episode.
Oh, okay. Not love the hostility. But yeah, I don't know. I'm about to go off on a tangent. What
Please
was
do.
up with the eels? I didn't get their point. Aside from like
Just danger.
World building, Jake.
the eels played a role for like 10 total seconds in the episode because they ate the cutout boy, and then they got shot in the eye by Rex to show that he's cool.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yeah.
It just felt really like out of
Dude,
place.
All right, we're going to cut this off really quick. I feel like we need to talk about something at least positive. This is our first time seeing Commando Droids. What do you think
I did
about
like the
those
Commando
guys?
Droids. I like them. They kind of felt like super battle droids with the body structure of like a standard droid. They were cool. I like that they still said Roger with those deep voices. Is
kind of
yeah.
droid.
Yes. Best droid.
They're
Yeah,
very
the
good
best
droids.
droids.
I like them a lot.
Did they show up more in the show? Because I
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
They're very popular throughout
Okay.
the show.
cool. I was gonna say I would like to see more of them.
Roger.
Yeah. Let's
Ta-da.
I did get a little bit of sick here in Roger throughout this episode. Oh my god. But not to focus on the negative.
Did you how'd you feel about this? Is really the first time we get a standalone bit of getting to know Rex and Cody, for that matter. How do you like them, the way they play into this? Because I guess let's catch up on the plot a little bit here. So we get the station being attacked, droids take over, our boys escape, they're gone. And then Cody and Rex are dispatched just to check on the place, you know? See what's going on. How do you like the way that they handle Rex and Cody's arrival?
Where they come to Rishi Outpost?
Yeah, Jake, yeah.
Well, okay, I don't know.
Jesus.
I did enjoy Rex and Cody's dynamic because they kind of talk about how Cody is like Kenobi's main clone guy and Rex is Anakin's main one, and they kind of have that cute little banter. It's like, oh, your general is much more careless than I don't remember what he says, but I did enjoy their dynamic a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously I know that these guys play much bigger roles as the show goes on. Obviously Cody plays a role in episode 3, so I know him from that. I will say, on the note of Cody, there's as the episode goes on, the whole point is Anakin and Obi-Wan are on one of the Republic ships, and they're trying to, I guess, get in contact with the folks at Rishi Outpost. And for some reason, they're kind of just really, really oddly dismissive of the fact that their main clone general that they send in is just not responding at all to their communications.
Mm-hmm.
There's literally there's a point where Kenobi's trying to get in touch with Commander Cody, and he's just like, "Oh, it's not like Cody to not respond. Oh, well, if the all clear signal's there, then I'm sure he's fine." It's like, okay, just
yeah.
Because this is they set up this episode. They literally say that Rishi Outpost is the single thing that stands between the Republic and the Separatists attacking Camino. And for some reason they leave these 5 clones that literally have not completed training in charge of it. And also the fact that when they're not getting a response from it, even if it's transmitting an all clear signal, they don't just go check on them anyway. Because, and this is like my biggest thing that I was so confused by in the episode. So towards the end, I guess just to give a plot summary, they basically decide that because the Separatists have hardwired an all clear signal coming from Rishi Outpost, the only way to stop that from transmitting to the Republic is to literally blow up the entire base.
Mm-hmm.
So, if that winds up happening, of course, and instantaneously, Obi-Wan notices like, oh, they've stopped transmitting the signal. And there's a scene where General Grievous is, looking at the base as the explosion is in progress. And he's like, I told them not to blow it up. Instantly, 3 Republic ships are there.
Yeah.
They couldn't just go check on the outpost anyway? That was...
Yeah, I kind of get what you're saying. I get that. It seems like they're kind of, dismissive of the whole thing. Like,
it's a definite oversight.
Yeah, they make this. They prop it up like Rishi Outpost is so significant and important because it's the last defense between them and Camino.
Yeah, which,
and I mean, so the fact that 2, not 1, but 2 of the most trusted clone higher ups aren't responding, in my opinion, seems like it should have set off some flags,
Oh yeah, like I feel like if this was literally just a less important outpost instead of the most important outpost for clone production,
right,
I would have been much more accepting. But because they immediately set that up as being the main source of tension, made the whole episode really frustrating for me.
In my mind, it really draws me to the parallel. And I'm sure this has nothing to do with what they were thinking when they wrote it, but the way that I think about it is like in World War II when the USS Indianapolis was sunk, which it was a big deal, but no one cared that the ship was gone because they didn't know. The ship was supposed to check in several times at several different places and never did. And everyone was just like, they're probably fine. But in reality, these men were sitting in the fucking water being picked off one by sharks. And it changed Navy doctrine forever after that.
Mhm.
After this one mess up. And that's kind of the parallel that I draw, is like they're totally dismissive over something that shouldn't be dismissed.
Yeah, I feel like it also could have been resolved if, you know, things didn't turn out okay in the end. Which I guess you could argue they don't, because whatever, these two clones that we don't even get to really know die. But But yeah, you get what I'm saying. The whole thing just feels very.
Yeah.
It makes the Republic seem like totally like inconsiderate, not of the clones themselves, but just of the war effort.
So we get a little bit of look ahead as to some other stuff that's planning to happen. We get a glimpse of Ventress on Camino.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is really interesting that they kind of put that on us about what's coming up, what's soon to happen in timeline wise. I don't remember when. I don't remember when that episode comes. I don't think that's season 1.
That's season 3.
That's season 3. So they're setting us up right now for a story that we're not going to get for a while.
Yeah, that's the second episode of season 3.
Thanks, nerd.
Just letting you know.
What? I kind of feel like I need to involve Riv somehow.
He's just sitting here humming to himself while I'm badgering the episode.
The Mario Brothers 2 theme. I mean, like, yeah, Jake brings up some good points, and like that's why I gave a bit of a lower rating than Dean did, but we won't get into it. But I think the good in this episode definitely outweighs that, so my opinion isn't like, yeah, this episode's a mix or trash, because I find a lot good in this episode. I find mostly it's really good character writing, and I think it does a good job of fleshing out the ones we will get to know more, their personalities, like Fives and Echo and all, like the radio broadcast in the beginning that fleshes out the universe a little more. It just makes it feel more lived in.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you a different side of the Star Wars universe. You're not going to 60s diners like an idiot, but you're listening to the radio. Star Wars.
I love the radio broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
This one goes out to the 224th, slugging it out on Midman.
As we were watching, Dean knew
those helmets tight. I love that. Oh my god!
And I think there's a lot of fun character moments in it, like Rex doing the whole impersonation of the droid, and just it's filled with a lot of
really good callback pretty early into the episode to Han's scene in New Hope.
Yes,
everything's fine. How are you?
And it wasn't as distracting as most of the callbacks where I didn't groan. Right. I still went, "Hey Dean, that's a reference to A New Hope, right?" And he went, "Oh yeah." And then I went, "Yeah," but I didn't sit there and go, "Oh."
Yeah, it's because it makes sense in context of the conversation. It's not like just they throw it out.
Yeah, it's not like like I said, Anakin and Obi-Wan walking down a hall. They go, "Spitting's a good trick, you know."
It did kind of make the Commando Droids a little bit goofier than they are portrayed the rest of the episode.
Yeah,
I don't know if
the episode opens in their like Splinter Cell. And then it's like, all right, open the door.
I love the sequence with the, you know, when they disguised the Commando Droids coming down as a meteor shower. That was really
cool. That's a cool scene.
It was a really cool way to introduce this new type of droid, and it kind of gives they're comparable, I guess, to like the Death Troopers in a Disney canon that we have now, where they kind of feel like this more elite level squadron of droids. But yeah, it was a little off-putting at first. They're just kind of doing the how are you reference, but
I mean, pretty fun still nonetheless.
Yeah, I agree. Jake, in your notes, you mentioned that you don't like the pacing. Can you expand on that?
This feels like it should have been a two-parter. Mainly this comes from the ending, because like I mentioned before, they blow up Rishi Outpost to stop transmitting the signal, and instantaneously the Republic is there. I'm pretty sure the scene with Grievous on the ship just goes, "I told them not to blow it up! The Republic!" It's like, okay, that was kind of just quick. Like, you don't even get a chance to, have that sink in before the Republic's already here to stop the whole invasion. But then the ending also felt really, really rushed because they were trying to fit it into that 24-minute TV slot. They're like,
this was the extended version.
Yeah.
Heavy. This is the extended version.
Yeah, 2 episodes from season 1 on the DVD had extended cuts. This one and the second to last episode, season 1, had extra scenes that were put in just for the DVD.
Huh. What was added in?
Oh god, it was the scene where they're in the armory, and then he goes, "A big gun doesn't make a big man." That wasn't in the TV version.
Oh, I like that scene. That was a fun one.
Yeah. Also, in the TV version, after the second airing, they cut out the swearing. Sadly, yeah.
I did notice they said "what the hell" at one point.
They said it twice.
Yeah,
They said, "What the hell was that?" And then he's like, "No, sorry, I jumped one." Then, like, hell, you did. I love that.
Yeah.
I want more swearing.
I was gonna say, and then they just go back.
Damn
to
it! I want more swearing in my
Heck?
kids' show.
Right.
Yes. I didn't
yeah.
like how Captain Rex was like, no. Commander Cody, after Rex shot the droid's like, "What the heck are you doing?" It's like, really, he just shot a guy you thought was a clone. Why'd you say heck? Just say hell. We know what you want.
Should have been like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
The only F-bomb in Star Wars.
Yes.
Back to the pacing thing. The very end of the episode when they bring Echo and Fives back onto the main Republic ship,
Mhm.
and they're talking to them like, "You're the men we need in the 501st," and then the episode just basically cuts to like the end credits, which I don't know, at least to me, because that's first of all being establishing 501st is going to play a bigger role in this show, but also the fact that these 2 clones are being recruited into it.
I mean, Rex is the commander of the 501st.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm just shocked that they're playing a bigger role in the show, but yeah, the ending just felt very, very rushed. But then also kind of the midway point through the episode when they flee back through the ventilation shaft, and then they have to go back. The whole sequence with the droids like retaking the outpost for a second time kind of felt really rushed. I don't know. I feel like this episode just would have been better as a 2-parter with more slower pacing, more time to get to know the clones, because outside of that first kind of couple minutes, you get a couple moments where their personality shines through, like the big gun scene or whatever. But
Right.
I mean, whatever. It's a TV show, slow burn, but I was still struggling to tell which one was Fives and which one was Echo.
Yeah, that gets much easier
hand
to figure out.
I was gonna say the hand makes it obviously Fives, so that's.
And they make that far easier later on. So
Yeah.
this episode's kind of interesting because if you really think about it, 90% of this episode is D. Bradley Baker talking to D. Bradley Baker talking to D. Bradley Baker.
Right.
How do you think someone like that does with the way that he he gives them all, he makes them all unique,
Oh yeah, I think D. Bradley Baker is amazing.
He's phenomenal.
He's the ultimate schizophrenic. He's
I mean, like
constantly talking to
I've known
himself.
him from some voice acting stuff outside of the Clone Wars,
Right.
But
Mhm.
so I've already
he does everything.
Yeah, I've already had him in my
Literally.
mind as kind of this like Nolan North, he does it all really well kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
Absolutely.
yeah. I mean, this episode it cements it a little bit more that he's really good. So
Oh, did
Yeah.
you notice that Cut Up has like a Scottish accent, which is weird?
Yeah, it's really
It
weird.
doesn't sound like droids.
I didn't notice because he was gone in the first 2 minutes.
Oh,
All right. So
All
this is
right.
the end of the podcast.
It's cut out like a fan
Cut up.
favorite. I'm gonna call him cut out.
No, it's cut up.
It's cut up.
No,
He's making a joke,
Cut.
Dean. Jesus God.
Well, it's not
not
funny.
funny.
He's,
Yeah.
I know it's not funny. I'm just making the joke.
What the hell was that? That was a joke.
Yeah,
It's less funny than if when the droid rips off the Han Solo scene, when they respond, "What's wrong with you?" If he says, "I'm making a reference to an event that hasn't happened yet,"
yeah.
that would be more funny than what you're trying to insinuate here, Jake.
Anyway, this is getting cut out.
No, it's not.
It's not.
And leave it all.
Answer my question. I want to know though. Is cut out like a fan favorite of these clone guys?
No.
Oh
No.
Okay.
No.
It's not
I never
special.
said he was.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
okay.
can only have one more episode.
I guess y'all were treating him with more reverence than.
No, it's because he kept fucking up his name. We didn't know if it was a joke at first.
All right,
Oh.
transition. Hey, this is what we call transition. This is this episode's fortune cookie. It reads, "The best
Oh.
confidence builder is experience." We're not even going to talk about it because it's obvious and it makes sense and it ties
It's
in.
fine.
And season 1 sucks because they don't let us have like deep philosophical talks. This is obvious. Best confidence builder is experience. The clones are rookies. They're not by the end. Is there anything else to add to that fortune cookie? Anyone?
No, it pretty much sums up the episode.
Yep, that sums it up. It sums it up all right. This episode on
I guess-
Right?
Speaking of confidence, they had too much confidence that Rishi Yapos could be fine on its own, I guess.
all right. This
That was a
episode
bad joke.
on on IMDb was rated 7.9 out of 10. What does everyone
Mhm.
think, Jake?
I mean, I see the good in you in this episode, but I don't know. This maybe I'm just too much of a big brain, but I very disagree.
What,
Alright, that ain't a number.
Riv, get the chart.
I'm
I'm on it.
I'm giving season 1 episode 5 rookies 5.
Higher than I was expecting.
Yeah,
Wow.
same. Dean, number.
10. My favorite
10?
episode of season 1. Yes. Growing up, this was my absolute
What?
favorite episode. You have no idea. I don't think you realize, when Clone Wars started, this is the episode I was waiting for since the movie. It's called Clone Wars. I want to see clone stories, and this is what I got. The first 10 of the series right here.
Big brain man.
Wow.
Big
All
brain
right.
man.
For me, it's
Jedi
a
can
solid
go fuck
6.5.
themselves. I want clones.
It's a 6.5 for me. It's not a bad episode. It's not a good episode. It's funny. There's some moments that I like. There's some moments I don't like. Not enough.
All right, that's getting cut out.
That's getting bleeped. Don't cut that. Bleep that. Okay.
What?
Oh my
I gave it a 6.5. Riv, what do you give it?
7.
A 7? Yeah, that's fair
Yeah.
enough. I think that's a fair rating. I like it.
Yeah.
So next time on the Star Watchers podcast, we're going to be diving into the Droid Arc, Downfall of the Droid, and Duel of the Droids. Two
Oh.
episodes.
About the quote for the episode.
Wait,
at
guys,
the
we didn't
end.
do the quotes. Yeah.
We're
for
getting
the
there. That's the
episode.
last thing that we do.
Oh.
Holy shit.
That's coming. Don't you worry. I'll do that.
I want to do the quote.
Whoa!
All right. You know what? I'll summarize some of that. No, we're doing that last. So next episode, we're doing the Droid Arc. It's not a bad arc, in my opinion. I like it. What do you guys think? It's not bad.
Wait, Jake doesn't know. I don't know why you're asking, but it's bad.
I'm not
Anyway.
asking Jake. I'm asking Riv and Dean.
Oh, you're really setting up my expectations.
You just got who? It's fine.
It's fine. It's not a bad arc. It's
It's
not
awful.
a good arc. I'm not looking forward to rewatching it, but it's better than some of the episodes I'm gonna have to rewatch for this podcast.
Hey, man.
Not better
Hey,
than
this
many
show's
of
so good. We should watch it. Yeah.
them. So as always, we're gonna finish this off with some Star Wars quotes to summarize the episode. I'm gonna go first this time because it's my turn. And my quote to sum up this episode is, "We're all fine here now. Thank you." Because it's fine. You know, it's all fine. It's fine. And thank you, Star Wars. Someone else go. In my mind, I picked Dean.
All right. They'll do their job, I guarantee.
They'll do their job, I guarantee. I like that. That's actually really good, considering what the rest of us know about Fives and Echo. Good soldiers follow orders. Am I right, boys? Jake, go 3, 2, 1.
I already know that's like a thing that happens later.
No, you don't. Shut
well,
up.
I know it's a quote, but I don't know.
You're ruining our fun.
Okay, anyway, I can't reuse the same General Grievous quote, so I'm just gonna say, Roger.
All right,
Jesus.
well, that's enough of that. Riv, go ahead, man.
Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper? Get it? Because they impersonated them. But
Yep.
All right, I win this round again. Thank you all for watching. This was the Star Watchers.
You've been listening.
This podcast is gonna have 2 members next episode.
Next episode is gonna be me and Dean here, and we're gonna fucking bring Jake in.
Riv is gonna be duct taped in the corner.
It'll eventually be a solo with Jimmy because he hates everyone.
I'm just gonna record this one on my own and talk to my other split personality.
He's gonna do
The
impressions
one that,
of
for
us.
some reason, thinks Return of the Jedi is a good movie.
You mean the 3 of us who think it's the best movie?
All right, that wraps it up for this episode of the Star Watchers podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and like the video below. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear what you think. And as always, may the Force be with you.